We are going to focus on breath holds, and just to really emphasize again, if we're doing any stronger breath holds, if you've got high blood pressure, if you are pregnant, if you've got any cardiovascular issues, then really do stay clear of any breath holds. If you feel uncomfortable at all, then you literally just stop. You're in control. I'm not there with you, so you've got to take control. Just stop if you start to feel lightheaded or dizzy at all. But obviously we'll work up to the stronger breath holds just by creating a little bit of movement. So let's get our feet about shoulder width apart. So we're just going to get the body nice and warmed up and some good mobilization going through. So a little bit wider with the feet, really ground that connection with the feet into the floor and feel nice and strong and stable. Just let the breath settle. And we're just going to bring the arms up, so palms coming up, open up, extend. Slow, easy movement, and then palms down towards the ground. And again. Down towards the ground. And use the ground as you bring the arms up, just push gently into the ground with the feet. So really connect the feet to the ground as well. Not just focusing on arm movement, but bringing the whole body into it. So that get that idea of just extending and opening up. And then really grounding as you bring the arms down. On the next one, we're going to coordinate the breath. So we breathe in as we bring the arms up, in through the nose, and just out through the nose. So it's easy breathing. So we don't necessarily need to breathe in any particular way because we're not doing a really exertive movement. So our breathing can still be soft, easy, rhythmical, and in and out through the nose, no force. So you're breathing in. It's almost like you're gathering energy from all around you, and then you're breathing out as you're bringing that energy, consolidating that energy into the body. Breathing in and breathing out. We'll do one more. Breathing in and extending and gathering energy, and breathing out, really bringing that energy and strength into the body. Let the arms just rest by the side. Bring the feet together. Now let's do a little bit of vibration through the hands, so just rubbing the hands together. The hands nice and warm. A little bit of a shake, and we're just going to tap. I'm not going to tap too loud there because otherwise you're just going to get a big sound of the microphone, so just tap in the chest, getting some vibration through the body, and then the heels, so just get the heels into the ground and feel that vibration going through the body. Good. We are going to take a wider stance again, grounding stance, And this time we're going to reach out to the side, gather energy from the side and bring it in to the body, keeping the hand, whichever arm you've gone with first, hand just hovering in front of the belly, and then you go the other side, gather energy. As this hand comes into the center, you just remove the opposite hand. Just let the body move as it feels comfortable, but your intention is you're reaching and just bringing energy into that energy center of the body. Just breathe however you want to breathe for the moment, and then once you've got in the flow, gathering, so when you're in the flow, just add the breath, the coordination of the breath. So you breathe in, and then when you get to this point, you breathe out as you bring that into the body. Breathe in, and the idea is not to change the volume of air, if that makes sense, but all we're doing is just maybe giving a little bit more structure or flow to the rhythm. You might actually be breathing in this pattern anyway, so that's fine. The idea is not to force the breathing. So you're gathering, using the floor as well, so really connecting upper body through lower body, not just doing an arm movement, but the whole body is involved. Let's do one more each side. Slow, fluid, rhythmical movement coordinated with breath. And then bring your arms to the side. Bring your feet together again. And again, just another little shake out. Get that vibration through the body. Okay, so we're going to start to introduce the breath holds. The benefits of breath holds are that one, it gets you breathless without actually having to exert yourself too much. So it gets your brain used to being a little bit out of breath. So it also resets the brain so the brain can tolerate the buildup of CO2 a little bit more, because when we're holding the breath, then we are building up the CO2, and to a certain extent we're dropping the oxygen that is in the blood, so we're getting benefits from that. We are deliberately stressing the body. So there's a difference between when we're doing the relaxation and the rest and the recovery, and when we're focusing on our functional breathing. That is bringing ourselves into what we call the parasympathetic nervous system, relaxing the body. We are deliberately stressing the body, the cardiovascular system, with a breath hold for that very purpose of creating a change and creating a development, of creating a benefit. So again, I really stress, if it feels terrible, if it feels too stressful, then do stop. And if you've got any high blood pressure, cardiovascular, you knew all the contraindications. But you're just going to start off, first of all, really simply by just rocking side to side. And keeping the legs straight. So what I want you to feel is that as you land on that side of the body, you're almost like being sent over to the other side. It's a bit like hitting a tennis ball. So feel that spring, that absorption and that spring from side to side. And we're not just rocking like this or rocking like this. It's a real strength. I feel the strength, but there's a softness about it as well. So we're not rigid. And now what I'd like you to do is imagine you're going to walk forwards or walk on the spot, but with straight legs. So we just start to rotate a little bit around the body. So if you were walking forwards, if you have a little bit of space, walk forwards but with straight legs. So this is great, it's working the hips, it's getting movement going. And then you can walk backwards. Please don't fall over or crash into the computer. Somebody wobble then, who wobble? And give your legs a little bit of a shake out. If that makes you feel a little bit dizzy, a little bit giddy, just doing that, then what you can do is just walk on the spot. The purpose of movement and breath holds is it just means that your body's doing something, so it requires more oxygen and it builds more CO2. And actually it's also a distraction, so it's great to add a little bit of functional movement with the breath hold. If this feels a bit awkward, literally just walk on the spot. What we are going to do now is, if you're walking on the spot or you're rocking side to side, whichever you want to do, just get that rotation in if you're rocking side to side. First of all, just tune in with the breath. How are you breathing? So I want it all in and out through the nose, because again, it's not as if we're sprinting up the road or doing a heavy strength session. This is just endurance. So breathing easy. And then what we'll do a normal breath in, a normal breath out, and you'll just pause the breath for 5 steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you just breathe easy. See if we can keep the momentum going. Let the breath settle. Just let the arms go with the swing. Keep tall through the spine. Normal breath in, normal breath out, and just pause the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Keep going. So we're getting a nice rhythm, a nice sense of rhythm, a nice sense of flow. We're also really working the hips. You might feel it in the hips. Keep tall through the spine. Rotating around that nice, strong spine. We'll do one more. So normal breath in, normal breath out, and then 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then just come to rest. Just keep standing. Give yourself a little bit of a shake if you need. Give the hips a little bit of a shake. If that felt really easy, then what I'd like you to do is increase the hold, increase the pause. Remember, the pause is always after a normal out breath. If that felt a little bit challenging, if that was like a medium air hunger, then maybe just increase the pause to an extra couple of steps. So again, what I'd want you to do now is really focus on body sensing the feeling that you're getting rather than counting the steps. So if that was a light air hunger, you can extend the steps and we'll go to a medium air hunger. If that was a medium air hunger, stick to around about those 5 or 6 or 7 steps. So just let the breath settle first. Again, if you prefer just to do it walking on the spot. And this is something you can do when you're outside. It's a great warm-up to go out walking and then just add in those 5-step breath holds in, or maybe some stronger breath holds as well. So we're going to go to medium air hunger. You should still be able to breathe in and out through the nose. I don't want anybody going blue or trying to gasp air through the mouth. So get the rhythm going first, a little bit of rotation. So it's just a straight-legged walk, a penguin walk. In your own time now, so you're in control, it's your time. You're going to do a normal breath in, a normal breath out, and just take it to a medium air hunger. Then you just stop when you get to that sense of medium air hunger. So just medium, and then when you've got to medium, just take a little bit of a rest and let the breath settle. And again, this is really dependent on how you are feeling. So what we are doing is we're challenging the body, but then we need to give it time to rest and recover. So it's a bit like interval training. If I asked you to sprint up a hill or do loads of burpees or something, and you are really going for it, then you let the body recover, you let the heart rate drop and come back down, and you let the breath settle before you go again. Otherwise you're just going to push yourself too much. So I would suggest you give yourself about 30 seconds to at least 30 seconds between any of the stronger breath holds. Everybody okay with medium air hunger? Stay with light again if you have any issues, if you're starting to feel dizzy or anything like that. What we're doing when we're pausing the breath is you're getting the CO2 building up in the blood, and you're getting the oxygen in the blood being delivered to the tissues. So you are delivering oxygen to the tissues, to the brain, to the organs, because it's being delivered from the blood, but the oxygen levels in the blood will be dropping. This is very similar to when you're doing high intensity training, because when you're doing high intensity training, the CO2 is building, you're delivering more oxygen to the tissues. But the thing when you're doing high intensity training is obviously you're putting a lot of stress and strain through the body, but also you are topping up the oxygen because you're breathing in as well. So we get into similar effects, but without over stressing the musculoskeletal system, which is great if you're injured, if you're recovering, and as we're getting older, if you're getting older, you don't want to be over stressing the musculoskeletal system. Let's go again on this. We'll stick with medium. So start rocking side to side. Keep nice and tall through the spine. You can add that little bit of rotation in. So you're rotating around the spine. Focus on the breath, just tune in with the breath. Normal breath in, normal breath out. Go to that medium sense of air hunger. When it gets to medium, then you just slowly come back to the standing stillness. So again, you're in control. Only you know what medium feels like. Only you know what light feels like. So it's not a competition. You're not competing with anyone. You let the breath settle. We're going to do one more. And this time, if you're comfortable, just challenge yourself a little bit more. So go to medium to strong. The other focus you can work on is when you're pausing the breath or holding the breath, we tend to go, oh, I'll just clamp everything up here. So we pull everything up here because the diaphragm is coming back into resting. So it's a good way to stop because we're not using the nostril blocking at the minute. What I want you to do is when you are pausing the breath, just see if you can bring the focus a little bit lower down to that energy center that we're bringing our energy into when we are doing the gathering energy. So in Tai Chi, Qigong, this point 3 finger widths down from the belly button, couple of inches in towards the spine between front and back. That area is seen as the energy center, the physical energy center. But from a purely physical point of view, if you think of the diaphragm and the pelvic floor and that intra-abdominal pressure, that's where we want to almost feel that strength, but without force. Okay, one more time, just challenge yourself a little bit, still in and out through the nose, still taking the next breath in through the nose. No gasping, no going blue, nobody fall over, please. Start rocking side to side. Good. Tune in with the breath. Get that rhythm, get the flow going first. Normal breath in when you're ready, normal breath out. Pause the breath. A swallow is a nice way to bring that focus down to your lower dantian. And when you get to the point where it's challenging, just relax into the body a little bit more. See if you can get a couple of more steps out of it. Challenge yourself. So we're going medium to strong. And then in your own time, everybody's going to be different. Just come back. Really take your time. Just to come to stillness. Let the breath settle. Let the heart rate settle. Move around a little bit if you need to move. So it's as if you just run a sprint up a hill. You've stressed the cardiovascular system in a positive way, in an intentional way to create an adaptation. That adaptation is to improve your aerobic fitness. You're helping to improve your fitness simply by holding the breath. So we don't have to go mad and do loads and loads of high intensity training. Obviously high intensity training helps because it helps with the structural musculoskeletal system. But one of the problems is we do too much of it because we think that's what exercise is all about. Breath holds can create that similar effect on your cardiovascular system to high intensity exercise. And there's all the studies out there. It's not just me making this up. Plenty of studies showing that just 5 strong breath holds can increase the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. So if we increase the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood, it means we're getting more oxygen delivered around the body. You're also building your tolerance to CO2. So it means you're going to get less breathless when you actually do start to do high intensity exercise. In your own time, come to a comfortable sitting posture. I'm going to sit on here. So on the floor or on a chair. So nice and tall through the spine. So you've got your pelvis balanced, rib cage balanced, head balanced on top of the spine. What I'd like you to do with your hands again is just put them across the sternum here. So you're just resting them over your heart center. If you practice yoga, the heart center area. And we're just going to do 3 big deep breaths, but adding a breath hold. So I'll explain it first. You're going to take a big breath in for a count of 4, and I'll count you through this. You're going to hold that breath at the top of the breath this time for a count of 7, and then you're going to sigh that breath out. So you can sigh it out, you can R it out, however you want to let go. So it's almost like a release of tension. And I've just been doing some little tests on myself with this, and it's amazing. Just after 3 of these 4, 7, 8s, I've been checking my blood pressure, and again, this isn't a study, but it's me just checking myself. I've been checking my blood pressure, and just after 3 of these, it is really lowering the blood pressure. So it's if anybody's got a blood pressure monitor to check, it's worth just having a little look at that. So on the hands on the heart center. So we'll do a big breath in for the count of 4. So it's big breath in, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out, 5, 6, 7, 8. We go again, in, 3, 4. Hold at the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out, let go, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more, big breath in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And release. 5, 6, 7, 8. And then just let the breath settle. Just let the breath be calm, easy. Sound and vibration are really, really important through the body. So what we'll do just to finish off with is, we did it a few weeks back, is just the hum on the out breath, which is really nice. So just let the breath settle. And I'm going to let you do this in your own time rather than a count. So you let your breath calm. Normal breath in. Normal breath out. But as you breathe out, you hum the sound out. Now sometimes these mics cut out, so it just sounds as if I'm not doing anything, because it sees it as a background sound. But it's a hum out. Imagine a bee. So normal breath in, normal breath out. And just keep doing that. Keep that cycle going, that rhythm going, that smooth, soft, easy breathing. No big breaths. We're breathing deep, but we're not breathing big. We're not breathing big volumes of air. We're breathing truly deep, but not big. So keep that rhythm going in your own time. Normal breath in through the nose, out. Feel the vibration in the head, in the ears, in the neck, in the back, in the body. Feel that vibration through the body on that out breath. It's also a really good way to notice how you're controlling, how your diaphragm is working. Is it quite shaky? Or can you get some strength to it without forcing? So normal breath in. Do a few more. See if you can just extend that exhale and the hum without it getting too shaky and too weak. So just see if you can extend it. Do 3 more breath cycles. Maybe change the pitch as well, maybe lower it, take it a little bit higher. See what different sensations, different vibrations you can get running through the body. And then when you've done those 2, just let the breath settle. Be nice and easy. In and out through the nose. Calm and relaxed. And we will finish there. Thank you again for your time. Hope you enjoyed the session. Lunch and Learn is back on Friday, so if anybody's around on Friday lunchtime at 1 o'clock, we're going to do a webinar with Phil Young and his partner Julie Todd, who are in Manchester. He won't mind me saying Phil is a bit of a foot geek. He's doing a lot of work on balance. Julie's a Czech practitioner, so she's going to be chatting about how the Czech personal training works. She's also a yoga instructor, so there could be loads of questions. We're going to talk about footwear, which is quite an interesting topic, what we should be wearing or how we should be working our feet, or what works for you with your feet. So if you're free on Friday, that's at 1 o'clock. I haven't got it on the website yet, and I will send a link out because I haven't put the page up yet for register. But that'll be available to register for you today. Back on Thursday if we want to do the movement practice, and back again next Tuesday for the breath practice. So thank you very much for your time, everyone. Hope you have a fabulous day. The weather's going to be hot. I think it's going to be the hottest day of the year. It's about 28, 29 degrees here in London. So take it easy. Make sure you drink lots of water, but not too much. Have a good week, and I'll see you later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.